how did you get here? This is the first question I'm going to ask. How did you get here? And then the next question I'm going to ask is why? For what reason did you choose to get here? This answers the question of purpose and vision.
Good day, Mr. Elijah. It's such a pleasure to have you on the Value Series. Thank you very much for joining us today. And I'm really honored that you could make our time to be with us today. And we have been friends for some time, but I know that you're a person of value, and I'd like to welcome you to the Value Series.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So I like we already shared about the questions that I would like to have you address. The first is, if you were to ask yourself 20 years from now, if you were to meet your future self 20 years from now, what questions will you ask that person that you meet?
All right, that's a very beautiful question, even though very technical, but then it's something that can actually be answered. You know, I meet myself 20 years into the future. I want to assume that I would have achieved the level of success that I so desire. So some of the questions I'm going to be asking myself if I meet myself in the future, 20 years into the future, is this: how did you get here? This is the first question I'm going to ask. How did you get here? And then the next question I'm going to ask is why? For what reason did you choose to get here? This answers the question of purpose and vision. Then I'm going to ask myself, how did you desire to have this kind of family that you have? Why did you choose this path that you chose? Why did you choose this path of business or career or ministry? Why did you choose to tread this path? And then the next question I'm going to ask is, how did you become so much of a person of value? How come in a short time, you've so impacted the lives of people here on earth? These are the questions I'm going to be asking myself. And then the next question I'm going to ask is, what did you do step by step? Were there challenges that you overcame? Were there challenges that you encountered and surmounted? What are they? These are the questions I'm going to be asking myself, because I know if I'm able to answer these questions, they will form the next level of success that I would want to achieve 20 years after.
That's great. That's great. And I like we talked about earlier, that this is just like mentorship. So you will be meeting yourself to be able to mentor yourself in today, and that's awesome. The fact that you ask those questions: why, what, how. These are the major reasons why you should propel yourself today. But this will take me on to the next question. With the information you get from yourself 20 years into the future, what will you do today?
Exactly. With the information that I have, from asking myself the question, like you said, it's more like a mentorship relationship, because if you get to a mentor today, you're going to ask your mentor these exact questions. So I'm going to be asking myself, what are the principles that governed the result that I see happening in my life 20 years into the future? Because I believe there are principles of success. And one of the first principles I'm going to actually talk about is the principle of vision. You must have a compelling vision. You must actually know your why. You must actually know where you're going to, because without vision, you cannot have a foresight into your future. Vision is what helps you to create an imagination of where you want to be 20 years from now. So number one is vision. Number two is knowledge. If I'm going to be a medical doctor in 20 years from now, I won't just sit around and be fantasizing about my vision. I need to get the necessary knowledge that I need to get there as a medical doctor in 20 years from now. So I have to ask myself, where do I need to get the necessary knowledge that I need? The next thing is goal setting. I have to break down my goals into my vision into goals. The next is hard work. Diligence, get into work. Start acting on the visions, because intentions not translated into actions, so it's not going to produce any form of results whatsoever. And then the next thing is associations. You have to build quality network. Have mentors around you. Have good network of people, because the truth is, the people you follow determines what follows you. And then you talk about focus, because a lot of distractions are going to come on your way to achieving the level of success that you so desire. So you have to be conscious about having an unwavering focus to achieving your vision. Then the next thing, and which is the final thing, is courage. You must have courage of heart. I'm telling you, you must have resilience, because it's not going to be all rosy. No, there's going to be a lot of challenges coming your way. But how are you going to handle those challenges? Have to develop positive mental attitude to achieve the level of success you desire. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow, thank you so much. You've given a lot of insight. That this has been a wonderful time, and you shared a lot of value. In concluding this series, I'd like to ask finally, what are the few reasons why you decided or why you chose to become a person of value?
Well, to answer this question, Sai, thank you so much for your time. To answer this question simply, I'd like to state 3 categories of people and then let you know why I chose to do what I'm doing today. The 3 categories of people we have in the world today is, number 1, those who are striving for survival. Number 2, people who desire to be successful. Number 3, people who desire to be significant. Because I have chosen the path of significance and legacy, that is actually why I am trading a path of value today. Because if I need to merely survive, what I'll be concerned with is what I need to do today to be comfortable today. I wouldn't be futuristic in my plan. I wouldn't be futuristic in my goal setting. I won't be futuristic in my vision. So if what I'm thinking about is just to be merely successful, okay, I'll be thinking the next job to get onto or the next business to get onto so I can be comfortable with my family or maybe a few persons around me. But I'm thinking significance. I'm thinking legacy. I'm thinking impact that I'll make in the lives of people. That is why I've chosen the path of value today. And as long as this is my desire to inspire greatness and to, transform and to inspire greatness and to transform people, then that is actually why I'll continue to do what I'm doing today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. Wow. The part of significance instead of just merely success or even survival. That's interesting. And I think that embodies everything that this value series is about, to help people go beyond just the point of merely surviving to thriving in what they do, to significance in what they do, and to impact in what they do. Thank you so much for your time. And it's been a wonderful pleasure having you on the value series. Thank you so much. And in concluding, I'd like to say Mr. Elijah Kraftzman is an inspiring speaker. He is a pastor. He is also a person of immense value, and he has some wonderful content, which includes even some books on purpose. And I'd highly recommend that. Thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Definitely for having me here today.
All right. Thank you very much.